Hi guys, welcome to my new video, how to link Delta PLC with Ignition SCADA. This is a much awaited video. I was waiting for a Delta PLC which would have Ethernet port so that I can link it to the SCADA, because I have so many requests that how to link a Delta PLC with a SCADA. Now we have this PLC and we will see how we can link that to the Ignition SCADA. For those who are not familiar with Ignition SCADA, you can watch my other videos on SCADA and get to learn more about it. In this video, we will proceed with how to directly link this PLC with SCADA, considering that you know a bit of the SCADA software. All right, so let's see what we are going to watch in this tutorial, and then I will tell you how we can do it. So I have made a screen here. This is the SCADA screen, and I named it as Delta 12 SC panel for testing, read write via Ignition SCADA. All right. And here you can see some memory registers, outputs, inputs, and data registers which are inside the PLC. And PLC is online, as you can see in the screen. Okay, and this is my monitoring and controlling screen. And you can see that I have some memory buttons here, and I can use it to turn on and turn off the device. This is the status of outputs coming here, and you can see on the PLC as well. And that's the status of memory bits, and you can see these are reflected by here. M0, M1, M2, M4. This should be M3 actually. Let's name it M3. Yeah. So you can see the status of bits here, and you can see the status of outputs, which is coming from the PLC at the real time. And these are the inputs. Now here you can see inputs are forcefully turned on. You can see in the PLC inputs are not on, but here I actually turned on this option which says set MPU enable, and I can forcefully turn on the inputs, and you can see the status of input in my SCADA software. Okay, now the interesting part of this tutorial is, if you see that in my Ignition SCADA, if we go to this screen, there is no Delta driver software. It's just Siemens and Allen Bradley. So how do you do it so easily? I will come back to that later. And then you will see some data registers. I can change the value of data register here, which is 45, and you can see the reflection here, 45, and these are the linked with some values. So I can change these values, and immediately you will see the same effects in the Delta software. Okay, so I hope this is very interesting, because the Delta PLC is very cheap. You can see that. You know, if you are working on Delta PLC, it's a very low cost controller compared to other brands, so it's very easily to buy and use it. And you can see its interface with the SCADA is also very nice at a very real-time speed. And these are some of the sliders we have here. So in today's video, we will see how we have linked that. There are several steps you need to know, and it's a bit of technical video. You have to understand something about Modbus addresses. So let's proceed with the steps. So I will go back to the presentation. And the first step says, let's see the hardware and software required. So I'm using Delta PLC 12SE11R. This is a new PLC of Delta with Ethernet port. 11R is a relay type output. 11 is total number of inputs and outputs. So it has 8 inputs and 3 outputs. 8 inputs and 3 outputs. So it's 11R. Oh, well, this 12 is the number of inputs and outputs. My bad. 8 inputs and 4 outputs. So 12SE, 11R is a relay type PLC. Okay. And you need a power supply, 24 VDC to power off your PLC. You can see that my PLC is powered on. So you need 24 VDC as well. And you need an Ethernet cable to link your PLC with PC. This is mandatory. Now you will see here the software. Now software required is ISP Soft, which is a PLC programmable software, and you can download this presentation in the description, and these links are hyperlinked, and you can download the software directly by clicking on that. Okay, then the other software is Ignition. This is a SCADA software, and you can download this software as well. Both softwares are free. SCADA software is a trial version. It's for 2 hours, which you can reset after every 2 hours, and you can use it. PLC programming software is a freeware. You can download from their website. And if you have a PLC, you can follow the tutorials, and you can, actually controlling your PLC with the SCADA software in just few minutes. So these are the hardwares and softwares required. Let's proceed. Now the step number one. Step number one is connect PLC with power supply. So you can see that PLC is here, and this is connected by the power supply, 24 volts. So this V plus is 24, V minus is 0 volt, and this is the earthing, and line and neutral is 2. energize the power supply. So this power supply gives 24 VDC output, which goes to the PLC here at this port. All right, this is the step 1. And then comes the step 2, connect Ethernet cable connecting PLC and PC. So you need to have a standardized Ethernet cable. One goes to the PLC end and the other goes to your PC. So if you have a PC, you can connect to the PC or to your laptop as well. So Ethernet port is must. Then step 3, make sample logic in ISP soft and download to PLC. Now I have a channel of Learn PLC in Hindi in which I'm teaching how to use ISP soft software. So you can follow that channel. I will also put the link in the description. Otherwise, the software is here. This is free to download as I told you in step 2. And the logic which I've made in the software is very simple actually. You can see here we have bit M0 turning on Y0. M1 is for Y1, M2 is to Y2, M3 is for Y3. So I just made a sample logic. Your logic could be different if you're using a timer or a counter, but I'm using the simple logic. Okay, and I created a monitoring table where I can monitor all these bits. Okay, so the software is free to use, and to learn how to use the software, you can follow my channel. And one more important thing, if you download this software, you also need one more software which is called COM Manager, and which is running in my taskbar here. COM Manager. This software is used to link your PLC with a driver, or you can say that this software is linked to the PLC via this software COM Manager. So this is a link between the PLC and the PC. Just like we have RS links in Allen Bradley, this is more similar to that. So it's just linked the PLC and PC together. So you can see here, if I click on configure, you will see the PLC I'm using is this one, DVB12SE, and it has an IP address of default 192.168.1.5, and that's the port. Okay, so this is the default IP address. This is what you will find in this COM Manager. Okay, the driver 1. So this was the step 3, and once you download the logic, whatever you want to download, whatever you want to code, you can make it and download using your Ethernet cable. The step 4 is, just to understand, this is not the step, the network settings. Now if you see here, the PLC default IP address is 192.168.1.5, okay? Whereas in your PC Ethernet card, you need to put this IP address. Now how do you get there if you are not familiar with that? Just click on your start, go to control panel. In control panel, you will go to network and sharing center, and here change adapter settings. And this is my Ethernet. I will right click and properties, and I will go to internet IP address 4, and this is the same settings. So you just put the settings because your IP address of PLC is 5. You can put 4 here to link directly. This will help you to build communication if you're facing some problem. So this was the network settings. Now let's see what is the next step. Add PLC device in Ignition SCADA with type Modbus. Now this is the main step. Let's come to our Ignition. Now as I told you, if you're not familiar with Ignition software, you can watch my other tutorials. But if you are familiar, you know we have a login screen with your local host 8088. Now in this login screen, you first log in with your admin as ID and password as password, and you will come to this screen. Okay. If I have to show you, I can log out. Now we'll press login again. This is the admin and password is password. Click login. So you are in this screen, and I'll click on home, and I'm back to the screen. Okay. Now here we have to add a PLC. So what we will do is you have to click on connect to a device. Now I have already added a Delta PLC, but the step to add this PLC here is you have to click on create new device, and then you will click on, there is no Delta module here, you just click on Modbus TCP. Okay, then click next, and there you have to give the name of your PLC. Let's say Delta. Okay, I will give another name, Delta 2, because I'm already have given Delta, and host name is your IP address of PLC, which was 192.168.1.5. This is the value you need to give here. And very important step to link your PLC with this Ignition is you have to go to advanced properties. All right, and let this be like this, and you have to turn on this. Force the use of Modbus function, write multiple registers. This is mandatory. You have to click on that and click create new device. So you have another new device named Delta 2, and this is also connected, but I don't need that because I already have a Delta PLC connected, so I will delete it. Okay, so once you have this Delta PLC here, the next step is also very important. Now, if you have worked on S7-1200 or if you have worked on Micrologix 1400 in my earlier videos, we have the tags automatically coming, right? But in Delta, you have to define the tags. That is the next step. So if I go back to presentation, this is the step we have done already, enable the option. Next is we have to define the tags. Now to define the tags, it's very important for you to understand that in every PLC, now we'll talk about the Delta PLC. In every PLC, every input and every output and every data registers or memory bits has a Modbus address. A Modbus address. This is very important because every PLC value is stored in some address, some memory register inside the processor memory. So with Modbus, we are directly accessing that memory. For example, if I show you this screen again, now I'm pressing M on true, which is false, which is turning off my Y0. So this true false, which we see here, we are seeing just the light is getting on and off, but inside the PLC, there is a memory bit which is getting on and off. Okay, there is an address which is getting on and off. But generally we don't care about this address if we don't work on Modbus. We just write in the program, we just write M0 and Y0. Okay, that's what we do all the time in the programming. In Siemens, we take I0 and Q0. In Delta, we take M0 and Y0. But when we talk about Modbus, and when you don't have a default module in Ignition, you access the Y1 address. Y1 has its own address. Y0 has its own address inside the PLC. M0 has its own address. Now here they wrote M0, M1 to make it easy for us to understand. Okay, they wrote D1, D2 as a data register. M0, M1, X5, X6. This is easy for us to understand, but when you work on microcontroller based programming, we have the real addresses, which is the Modbus addresses. So we have to use those addresses to access using SCADA. Now, how do I get these addresses? Now, for example, 2048 is the address for memory bits. So the address of M0 is 2048 and the address of M1, which is after M0, is 2049. Okay, and the address of M2 is 2050. So this is a sequence. Similarly, address of Y0, this is the start, is 1280. Address of Y1 is 1281 and so on. And similar for D, data register, holding register. This is the Modbus type. D0 is 4096, D1 is 4097 and so on. And X0 is 1024 and so on. So using Modbus in this Ignition SCADA, we are directly accessing the addresses of the PLC. Okay, so you have to fill this table. You have to fill the prefix. Now prefix is up to you. You can write M, you can write input or buttons. It's up to you. This name is up to you. This is the start. We are starting from M0. So we put M0 and M10. And that's the unit ID by default 0. And this is the Modbus type. It's a coil. We'll took a coil here. Similarly, Y0 is also a coil. And this Modbus address. Now, how do I get this address? This is generally standardized and given by the manufacturer, and it's written in its manual. So if you go to this Delta manual here, I find out that this, if you see the M0 to 255, the addresses is 800 to 08FF. Okay, now this is hexadecimal. How do you find the decimal of hexadecimal? Just open your calculator. It's very easy. Just type. Now we are taking M0. The first address is 800. So just put here hexadecimal 800 and click on decimal. You will find 2048. So this is the first Modbus address of M0. Okay, so you just go to your Delta Ignition SCADA and put 2048. Similarly for Y0, I took 1280 because if you check Y0 is 500 Modbus. I will again go back to hexadecimal, put 500, and that's in decimal is 1280. So that is in my SCADA. Similarly for digital data register, and inputs. So these are the values you need to put here. Pretty easy, right? Just 4 values. So let's go back. So this was the step 5. And yeah, these are the Modbus addresses for Delta 12 SE PLC. Suppose if you have another PLC, you have to find out its manual and you will put the corresponding values here. So this is not only that you can do it for Delta PLC, you can do for other PLC or other devices which are maybe a frequency controller with Ethernet version, or it could be any other controller which supports Modbus addresses. So you can use that. Okay. Step 6, design the SCADA screen and test it. So this is the last step, pretty easy. Now for Ignition designing, you know, this is the software to design it. And to design it, if you don't know how to design it, I have a course on SCADA for which the link is in the description. You can watch that course and I've explained each and every element in detail. Otherwise, you have this component here and you have to drag and drop and put the name and put the tag, and you have to define it and you have to put some name. This is all your creativity. How do you write inputs? How do you show outputs? How do you use these elements? This is not the part of this tutorial. This you can watch my other videos and learn about it. But I would like to highlight here the tags. Okay. Now, if you see this tag D0 and I open it up, how do I get this D0? I will show you the other thing first. Once you define these tags, you can go back to your SCADA here in the left panel. Just go here, quick client. And if you go to quick client, you will see your device. If it is successfully connected, you will open it up and you will see D0 to D10, and these are up to 10. Okay. And similarly, you will find M0 to M10. You'll find X0 to X8. And this is what we defined already in the addresses, in the device addresses here. So whatever you define here, this is from M0 to M10, X0 to X8. This will organize in a structured form here. Okay. So these are your tags. Very nice. Now, if you go to your Delta designer, you will find these tags here. So this was D0. You go to device, Delta, unit ID, D0, click D0, click OK. So that's your D0. All right. So this D0 is now here. And I want to give this D0 to my this tag and this tag. I will just drag it, put it here, and drag it, put it here. Okay. Now let me just give you one simple example. If I take in this PLC, just to show you how does it work, I will take a new address and I put D11. So D11 is here. Now how do I get this value here? So the simple step is I will go back, I will put here D11 and click save. Okay, that's it. Now you go to here and you have to go here and then you take a new tag. So click right click, new tag, OPC tag, OPC server, Ignition, go here, Ignition server, device, Delta, unit, and you can see here D11 now. Your tag is here. Click D11, click OK, apply, and OK. All right, now I need one more numeric entry here. So what I will do is I will take a numeric display, put it here, and I will copy this one right here, D11. Okay, and now this needs to be tagged with D11. This has no tag right now. So I will go to D11. Okay, where is my tag? Okay, I did not name it. Let me check. Yeah, this was D11. I should rename to D11. This is up to you what name you want to give. So D11, I just drag it here now. Here you go. And this is online. And here D11 is here, and I change the present value. Let's say 50, and you will see 50 value coming here. So my PLC tag D11 is linked here, and you have seen a very simple step to link the tag. Okay, so this was the basic tutorial about how you can link your Delta PLC if you're with your Ignition SCADA. Now, if you don't have a PLC, you can buy a Delta PLC, which is quite cheap. You just need an Ethernet cable and you can use this software for learning and for your project. So I think this is a very good initiative by Delta PLC to include this Ethernet port, and it's good for hobbyists or students, or maybe someone who wants to learn a PLC. They can buy this PLC and you can run this SCADA software, which is free of cost. And if you have any doubt, you can post me a comment. Tell me if you like this video. It's been a long, I haven't posted any videos. So yeah, now I will be posting more videos about the SCADA. And I'm also coming up with a new course on Arduino and MATLAB. So if you want to see more of my tutorials, you can subscribe me, and you can like the video as well. So thank you for watching. I hope you will enjoy coding, and yeah, have a nice day. Bye.